changeover in the front office for the Raptors this summer, Shams.
Yeah, major change. We're seeing a shift in ownership as well this summer, and the outgoing front office brass has an NBA title as well as an Executive of the Year award. Apparently that was not enough to hold off the pink slip. Pretty big changes coming with the Raptors over the last year.
Yeah, let's see if we, the North, will be relevant again soon. And now the Washington Wizards starters. We've got Mobley, Devin Vassell out there with OG Anunoby. Then there's Jalen Suggs, and it's Durant in at the 2.
I tell you, watch out when Jalen Suggs gets downhill. The athleticism is on display.
Here's the pick. Here's Irving. And he buries his first look.
Nice way to start the game. That's where you'd like to get your shots from.
And Suggs has got the ball here for the Washington Wizards. On the wing, Durant. Over Sharp. Durant, no good. Here's Toronto with the ball. They're coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
They really struggled to find their footing throughout the night. But towards the end, they got into a flow and almost won it.
You know, their energy kicked in down the stretch, but too many mistakes overall. Just was not their night.
And hitting from the mid-range here and early. I mean, really gives the defense just another thing to worry about.
They're basically saying, you're going to have to guard us at every point on the floor tonight if you're going to have any chance.
And the sense was the back half of this year's draft was a little thinner than normal. Why was that, Shams?
It's because the money is getting bigger and bigger in college basketball. And a lot of those potential late first or second round picks can just simply make more money in college than go to the NBA. So as these new rules start to regulate and the revenues potentially get shared more across the schools, potentially it normalizes it a little bit. But these players in college are able to make essentially the NBA minimum, if not higher the NBA minimum, even as second round potential picks.
Good point. Mobley against Sharp. Pass to Pirtle. And that's a foul called on OG Anunoby. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. 2 points. That one goes.
And his athleticism is big for Sharp in the post. But he can finish with either hand as well. So he'll get a lot of points down low there in his career. Now that's how you capitalize on a screen.
Yeah, good positioning too. Gave him a clear path to the hoop.
Where was the defense? No fighting through the pick, no rotation. My goodness.
Back to DeRozan. Irving for 3. Another miss by Irving.
He's been off this whole period, unable to sustain any kind of consistency.
It's interesting, Shams, Commissioner Silver said injuries in the 2025 playoffs were the second lowest in a decade, but big injuries, Achilles injuries to Tatum and Lillard and Halliburton. It didn't feel that way.
No, and it's really unfortunate. Those are some really serious injuries to some seriously important players in the NBA, and given the gravity of that, it's clearly an issue that goes beyond the playoffs. I'm told the league is continuing to gather the data. Of course, player health is in everyone's best interest in the league. Adam Silver, they're paying a very close eye to this.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Allie LaForce.
Hey, Brian, we know Kyrie Irving is going to get his buckets, but he wants to keep everyone involved. He said, what's worked for me is allowing others to shine their light in their own capacity, encouraging them to do so, and then, when it's my turn, just flourishing in that role. Back to you.
He does it well. All right, Allie, thanks a lot. Looking at who's out there now for Toronto. Diabate comes in for Mamukelashvili. And it's Holland in for Sharp.
Well, Jakob Poeltl, guys, may not be a stretch big, but what he does well is virtually everything else. He boards it, he plays incredible D, and he's a very good passer.
Count it. Durant's got his second basket.
Just taking it right to the rim, and no one was there to greet him.
And I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Here's Diabate. In his last outing, 8 points for him. To the left side wing. Holland for 3. And the Raptors get it back. Pass to Irving. Here's Diabate. And he dunks it. What a pass to set him up.
When you can get off the floor like that, that wipes away any height advantage.
launches it. That's good from Durant on the assist from Suggs. Durant's got 7. Raptors trail by 4. Here's Diabate. Pass to DeRozan. A minute 20 left to play in the first quarter. And it's Irving missing.
Obviously, this hasn't been his strongest quarter, and they need more contribution from him.
Vassell left side. Irving against Suggs. Irving, the pass to DeRozan. Shoots over Durant. Mobley grabs the board.
Hey, sometimes the best looks don't equate to points.
Back to Irving. Pass to Diabate. High arcing shot, and the shot goes. 29 seconds left now in the first quarter. Suggs outside, left side Durant. Anunoby on the wing. That's good, and so Durant with the assist.
Their defense has to do a better job of smothering those shooters.
Irving looking it over. Oh, no good on the last second attempt there. And that does it for the first quarter. Wizards out in front. They're up by 5. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be back in a moment. If you're just joining us, we played through one quarter in this one and taking a look at Washington's performance here. Guys, what have they been doing or not doing?
Well, their offense is clicking so far, capturing the momentum here early on.
Boy, it's been a really pretty thing to watch, executing their game plan to perfection.
Shaedon Sharpe out there with Scottie Pippen Jr. Then it's Jake LaRavia. Then there's Holland. And it's Diabate in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And when the game is this close, you have to go all out.
He certainly understands his role, huh? When the shot goes up, just crashes the offensive glass.
And that's so demoralizing to your opponent. To play great defense and have the possession end that way, that's tough to take.
Now here's LaRavia. And about a minute gone in the second quarter. Toronto passing it around. Three-pointer Sharpe. Adams grabs the miss.
Oh, that is how you deny an open look with some in-your-face defense.
It's Dort on the wing. Wide open look. The shot off that time.
Oh, you can see he's kicking himself for missing that open mid-range. That's right in his wheelhouse.
Washington leading by 3. A minute and a half gone in the second quarter. For 3, DiVincenzo. And it's LaRavia with a rebound.
He didn't make them pay for that weak defense, but they just can't rely on him to miss those kind of shots.
Sharpe, no good.
He's got a great defensive mind. He gets good position and affects the release.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
Now here's Sharpe. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia. LaRavia outside. 4 on the clock. Pippen. And the Raptors miss again. For Washington, they've gone 0 for 4 in the second quarter. Caruso, the pass to Strus. Lets it go. And he buries that one. Back rim and in. And the Wizards lead by 5.
Yeah, Max Strus developing the ability to play make for teammates. That's an on-time, on-target pass.
Timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to talk it over with his guys. Kelishvili checked in for Toronto. DeMar DeRozan comes in for LaRavia. And here now are the teams that have made a difference with their defense in the past 10 games. The Wizards in second.
Well, over these last few games, they've been putting excellent pressure on the ball handlers and then turning those forced errors into easy points.
Sharpe with it. Dort defending. DiVincenzo with a steal. And we're just over 2.5 minutes into the second. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen is the call.
They've done a lot of good things today, but one area they need to improve is their ball security.
Irving's checked in for Toronto. Pass to Mamukelashvili. Outside Irving. Misses the 3. Wizards leading by 5. It's stolen by Irving. Here's Mamukelashvili. Back to Irving. Shoots over DiVincenzo. And again, Toronto, no good. Washington has gone 0 for 3 from deep to begin the second. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. And the ball out of play. The Raptors will have it. Holland, he's checked in for Sharp. Raptors trail by 5. DeRozan outside. Pass to Holland. Outside Irving. Here's Mamukelashvili. Shot clock at 5. Here's DeRozan. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. That's on Steven Adams. Toronto shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he makes a first. The Raptors making a switch here. Pippen's checked in. So for Washington, and he can't hit the second. And Suggs has got the ball here for the Washington Wizards. In the second quarter, they've given up just 3 points. They want to keep rolling here following a win against Minnesota.
Yeah, they were able to execute offensively in a hostile environment, which led to a lot of high percentage shots.
Well, I'm sure they're still enjoying that one. You love going into a tough building, tough place to play, and shooting the lights out. Nothing like silencing the crowd.
And Mobley throws it down.
Just great awareness from Evan Mobley. Get out in transition, get in front of everybody.
Pass to Mamukelashvili. DeRozan outside. Anunoby against Irving. Here's Diabate. The shot, no good. Mobley with some nice D. All right, Chums, we know you got to hop back on your phone in case you have to break any news. Thank you for being with us here tonight. Great stuff.
Happy to be here, B.A. Thank you.
Well, that was fun having Chums sit in with us. I'll tell you what, if you're looking for the inside scoop, he's the guy.
So true. He's got his finger on the pulse of this entire league. If something's going down,
And Coach doesn't like the call at all. He's opting to use his challenge. He wants the officials to look at the replay.
people were worried that this would slow the action down. But
The previous play is under review.
to adopt this challenge policy in 2019.
You know, one thing this does for a coach is let his players know he's got their back.
After review, the ruling on the floor stands.
And they've made their decision. The call will stand.
And as much as it hurts to lose a challenge, I think Coach would challenge that call again if he could. He really disagreed with the foul, and he's still peeved.
And the Raptors with some changes. Pirtle's checked in for Diabate, and it's Sharp in for Pippen. Well, Grant, this is the third season under this front office for the Wizards.
And bringing experience from years working for the Oklahoma City Thunder, their commitment level to building the right way is rock solid.
Right side Strus launches a three, gets his second attempt to go. Now he's 1 for 2.
Max Strus shot ready off the catch. Pretty.
Raptors trail by 7. Pass to DeRozan. To the paint. Here's Pirtle. Stolen by Caruso. 6-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Strus with the bucket. Toronto shooting a tough 22% from the field so far. Nifty move. And it's laid up and in by Irving. Irving's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Well, Kyrie may be the best finishing guard in the history of the game. His ability to contort his body or spin the basketball, ridiculous.
Outside Strus. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. And so it's Washington closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. Well, it's clear the defensive focus was to shut down Kyrie Irving because so far it's working. Back to the game after this break.
And thank you for joining us as with 2 quarters.
As a team, you love a night like this when the game feels simple. Pass, shoot, score, repeat. Pass, shoot, score, repeat. Pass, shoot, score, repeat. And pass, shoot, score, repeat.
Nothing else to add to that, guys.
And now let's see what the NBA power rankings are starting to look like.
You know, right now for Washington.
And that'll do it for us. Thank you.
Well, for those just tuning in, thanks for being with us. Second half of this game still to play. One of the stories here, Kevin Durant. He's getting it done today.
You just love his patience offensively in the first half. Waited until he got the looks he wanted.
You know, as a coach, you can preach good shot selection, but it's up to the players to execute, and this guy has done just that.
Washington leading by 7. Checking out the group for Brian Keefe to start the second half. We've got Suggs, OG Anunoby out there with Evan Mobley. Then there's Devin Vassell, and it's Durant in at the 2 guard. Pass to Mamukelashvili. Toronto passing it around. Pirtle with a screen on Anunoby. Irving, pass to Pirtle. Clock at 4. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention. Now that we're into November, let's see how the Eastern Conference standings are shaken out. You take a look at Toronto. They're slotted in at 9th in the conference, but it's still early in the year. And, of course, the Wizards, half a game behind.
Seeing where the Wizards are, they came into this season hoping to take a big leap forward. But so far, it just hasn't happened.
Yeah, it hasn't been all bad, though. I mean, they've had some nice wins, and even if they're not an elite-level team, they still have the look of a playoff team.
And that's a foul called on Jakob Pirtle. That's his first foul, and a lot of spot-up shooters now adding a one-dribble pull-up 3 to the repertoire.
And when you have defenders selling out to contest that catch and shoot, you got to reload, relocate, and let it fly. It's a valuable counter for those long-distance specialists.
Durant's shot is off. And Irving has got the ball here for the Raptors. 9-point game. Next matchup, they'll be home against the Nets. It'll be the second game of 4 straight at home.
Well, dependability, right? That is not wasting possessions. This is all about taking and making good shots.
And so now a timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. And a nice opportunity now to see who's hitting threes at the highest rate. Number 5 is Devin Vassell.
Well, the shooting percentage he's cultivated from deep range is so impressive. His three-point shot is about as good as you can hope for.
Gives us a chance to catch up with Allie LaForce.
Thank you. Raptors head coach Darko Rajakovic wants his team to be very competitive on the defensive end. He said, quote, covering for each other, protecting the paint, taking away corner threes, and making a team effort. Everybody's got to chip in. Back to you.
All for one. Allie, thanks for the report. Outside Sharp.
Now, this guy's got some grit and some determination. Is Kevin Durant capable on the offensive end? Yes, but the defense as spectacular.
Sharp finds Pirtle. Back to Sharp. 4-3. Tries yet again. And the bucket by Pirtle.
They just look so overwhelmed inside. That's why they continue to get attacked.
Pass to Durant. Back to Suggs. Takes the 3, and that comes off the assist by Durant. Suggs has got 7.
This defense is getting spaced out. 3 of the last 5 buckets have come from way beyond the arc.
And while the Raptors are rebuilding, they're not bottoming out like some teams out there, Grant.
Yeah, they have some pieces. I mean, some young guys who can really play. And with the lottery odds flattened out in the play-in tournament, that middle road is more agreeable than in years past.
Raptors trail by 13. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
DeMar DeRozan is constantly on the hunt for the best shot possible. And if there's a defender staring him in his face, it doesn't faze him.
And that one's good by Durant.
They are unconscious from outside. And so far, the defense has had no answer.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
And it's DeRozan missing.
Gosh, it feels like he's pressing a little bit, and obviously playing from behind doesn't help.
Durant with a screen on Sharp. Outside Durant. There's the triple. Rebound Toronto. Here's Irving. He's got 6. Pass to DeRozan. Back to Irving. To the inside. Here's Mamukelashvili from the arc. Out of bounds. It'll be Washington's ball.
I'm not sure what happened there. You just can't give away possessions in this league.
Diabate's checked in for Toronto. 1:57 left in the third quarter. Mobley, a screen on Irving. Pass to Mobley. Over Pirtle. And the shot no good. A bit short. Raptors trail by 14. Outside Irving. Picked by Pirtle. 5 to shoot. Irving with it. Laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Irving's got 8 points.
What's amazing about Kyrie is the number of go-to moves he has on the interior.
On the wing, Vassell from outside the arc. And that comes off the assist by Durant. Durant's got 3 assists tonight.
A dozen consecutive points off of threes. This defense looks rattled.
Here's Diabate. He has 7. Irving, no good.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Durant with a screen on Irving. And Suggs, here we go. An open look for Durant. That one's good. 7 for 10 now.
KD, if you allow him to spot up, the easy money sniper will not miss.
DeRozan against Vassell. Pass to Diabate. Now here's Pirtle. Rebound by the Wizards. Mobley's got 9 rebounds in the game. Boy, he's getting it done. And so now a timeout called by Brian Keefe. Coach taking this moment to speak to his guys. Maybe alter some of the game plan. The Wizards on offense. They're on a 16-6 run. And they call an illegal screen here.
The screener was leaning a bit right there. His feet may not have been planted. Pretty obvious call by the officials.
You know, he's just leaning a little bit. You try to get away with it, but boy, the official all over it.
And here's Sharp. Lets the 3 fly. No good. Would have counted had it gone. Kevin Durant has been leading the charge for Washington. He put together 10 points in the quarter. Back after this. And it's time to bring up the State Farm assist of the game.
This is the definition of team chemistry. I love to see this kind of communication and connection between teammates leading to the perfect pass.
Nothing better than chemistry, right? Working together to create a bucket.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. They've got DeMar DeRozan. Also, Scottie Pippen out there. And it's Mamukelashvili in at the 4-man position. That's the 5 out there for the Raptors. Here's Mamukelashvili. Pass to DeRozan. Shot clock at 6. Adams grabs the miss. Adams has got rebound number 5 here tonight. They set the screen. DiVincenzo with it. Picked up by DeRozan. And here's Caruso outside. Here's Adams. And that one's good with extra effort on the glass. Adams has got his first points of the game.
So many NBA players will tell you Steven Adams is the strongest guy in the league, and he gets after it off the glass.
Pass to DeRozan, to the middle. Here's Diabate, and he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
And you lay that pass out there just like a great quarterback. Let your teammate run to it.
And here's Dort. Oh, it's stolen by DeRozan. Here's Holland, and the foul is called. He missed it, so he's got a couple of free throws coming his way. It's going to be on Alex Caruso. All right, guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Washington?
What stood out to me was their passing. They moved the ball effortlessly and have been able to find those holes in the defense.
I think the other thing we're seeing tonight is the floor spacing of this team. Boy, they are shooting the cover off the basketball all game.
A new lineup here for Washington. And he drops the first. And we've seen the Wizards churning their roster, Doris, with an eye toward the future.
Yes, and that BA means inevitably absorbing those extended losing streaks, but you're doing it at least with a plan in mind. You need talent to win, and I'm talking big-time talent. And the best way to develop that talent is with patience. So there's a process they're following.
Raptors trail by 16. Pass to Holland. Here's Diabate. Rebounded by Suggs. Two minutes gone by here in the fourth. Now here's Durant. Over DeRozan. Holland with a rebound.
And for him, that's a great look. Expect him to go right back to it if it's available.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
They set the pick. 6 to shoot. Tries the 9-footer. And he was fouled while in the act of shooting, so he'll take 2 free throws. You know, Grant, with Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, and OG Anunoby all winning on new teams, you wonder, did the Raptors have to blow it up?
You know, B.A., it's a fair question, but Toronto's front office saw a ceiling. So the question is, can they do better with this rebuild? And it remains to be seen.
Looking at who's out there now for Toronto. Pirtle's checked in for Diabate. Sharp comes in for Mamukelashvili. And Kyrie Irving is subbed in for Pippen.
After hitting only 1 from downtown in the first half, he's exploded with 3 since.
Irving, the pass to Pirtle. Now here's DeRozan. Anunoby covering. DeRozan looks it over. Back to Pirtle. Mobley with some nice D. Washington leading by 18. On the wing, Durant. Here's Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
The ease with which the game comes to Evan Mobley. My goodness, it's fun watching this guy play above the rim.
Irving for 3. The triple drop.
This team looks to him to score the ball. They feel good when he's taking the shots.
A look at the clock. A little under 3.5 minutes gone by in the fourth. Mobley. Now Durant from about 16. Jump shot is good. 22 points for Durant.
One of the most efficient two-point shooters in the history of the game, Kevin Durant from the mid-range.
And Darko Rajakovic has called a timeout. He's decided it's time to clarify the situation, leaving little room for error.
Which means we need you to get loud, right?
Featured players tonight earns our Player of the Game award, Kevin Durant.
with the way he shot the ball, he had to be the choice. His percentage was fantastic, and he's just done a great job of finding space and taking advantage of every inch the defense gives him.
You know, some guys aren't the same player on the road. Not this guy. He loves sticking it to an opposing crowd, and it only adds fuel to his fire.
He does not take a ton of threes, but DeMar DeRozan very capable from range.
Washington leading by 16. Now here's DiVincenzo. Now Adams. It's stolen by Pirtle. Left side Irving. Outside Sharp. Kennard against DeRozan. Clock at 6. Shot from 16. Ooh, it misses. The Wizards have gotten 4 shots out of 6 attempts to drop so far in the fourth.
And the distance between the point totals for these teams tells the whole story. Just a fantastic effort, and you have to give it up for the Wizards.
You can score without sharing the ball, but it can be a whole lot easier when guys are assisting one another.
Yeah, they were very patient. They were also unselfish, and ultimately, that's why they were so efficient.
And this will give them their 7th win of the year.
And having this win on the books might give them a little mental advantage the next 2 times these squads meet.
And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Kevin Durant.
Anytime they needed a bucket, they'd put the ball in his hands and say, go make a play. It was impressive to watch.
DeRozan. Going to work in the low block. It's a 4-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Strus with a screen on Irving. Here's Strus. Let's loose for 3. Pirtle rips down the board. Irving against DiVincenzo. And so it's Washington easily grabbing this one. Their record is now 1-1 in this group round. And you know they're breathing a sigh of relief.
But that's only temporary. They're going to have to dig deep if they want to eventually hoist the NBA Cup.
And now let's check in with Allie LaForce with the player of the game. Allie.
Kevin, this was a huge statement win for this team. How satisfying is it for you?
It was fun. It was fun. We came out and played hard. Guys played together, and this was all that I expected, man. I'm glad that we was able to get the win tonight. We're looking forward to the next game.
Thanks so much, Kevin. Guys.
Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it.